I want to ask you a question, Rashad, because you've kind of become the guy everybody loves to hate. It seems like, some people got upset with your move against Forrest Griffin. I don't want to go into too many details given present company, but earmuffs. They didn't like some of the gestures. And it seems to me from the time you got out the Ultimate Fighter until now, you sort of had a personality change. You kind of express yourself a little bit more than you did then. You're a little bit more willing to come out and say something. Was that a conscious decision? Hey, I got to let people know my name and know my personality so that I can sell myself more.
Yeah, you know what? I think that what it is just about becoming comfortable with who I am and being in the position that I am. I think that a lot of people, they have a false image of who I really am, and I can't fault them. I go out there and they see me for about 15 minutes, and that's what they get to judge their opinions on. But they see me when I'm fighting, and when I'm fighting, I'm a totally different person than when I'm outside of fighting. For me, a fight's a fight. It's because when I first started fighting, I started fighting on the street, and to fight somebody on the street, you do everything you can, and to embarrass them is one of the things that you do. You know what I'm saying? To embarrass them, to make them feel stupid for even approaching you. And that's just something that is just still with me. You know what I'm saying? When I go out there and fight, I'm not thinking, oh man, I'm gonna try to knock this dude out. I'm like, man, I'm gonna try to embarrass this guy.
And I guess my question would be, the feud between you and Rampage has really blown up. We don't know exactly what went on at the Ultimate Fighter, but Dana's just raving about everything that's happened there. And it seems like to me that feud almost came out of nowhere because, you guys didn't seem like there was a lot of problems between you at UFC 96. You got in the ring. And from there it escalated. Can you tell us what happened in the feud, why you and Rampage dislike each other so much, and also tell us what happened ringside at UFC 100?
Yeah. What happened that even started off was just the face-off. He thinks I crossed the line during the face-off, and when the UFC had us go up there and do the face-off, but I think he crossed the line, and it was just something that we were supposed to face off and be like, yeah, we're going to fight next. But then he started talking to me, and I took offense to it because I felt like he was disrespecting my guy who just gave him the fight of his life, right. and my guy still has tears in his eyes, and he's all upset, and I'm feeling this, that's my brother, man. I'll die for this dude, and he's going to sit up there and make it seem like, he didn't give everything that he had, and Jardine got lucky, and I didn't appreciate that very much. So then my response was and such, and afterwards, see, it's not even so much that, is that when we were on our personal time, we had to do a photo shoot for UFC 100. We were supposed to be in a magazine or something, and I was in the wardrobe room changing, and he was coming into it. And as he was coming into it, he looked at me and he's like, oh man, and he turned around and he walked out the room. He's like, why do you guys do this? Why do you guys always do this? That's what he was saying to the UFC staff. So they tried to separate us, and they thought they separated us, and then he went into one area, and I was supposed to go in another, but we ended up seeing each other. And I walked by him, and I just smiled at him, and he said, Rashad, don't say nothing to me. Don't say nothing to me. You don't know me, dog. You don't know me like that. You don't know me. You don't know me. You don't know me, homie. Homie, you don't know me. Homie. You don't know me. Just start acting crazy,
If I wasn't looking to my right, I would think that was Rampage Jackson sitting there, not Rashad Evans.
He went on a rampage, and I was like, what you want to do, Rampage? So that's what kind of did it personally. And then at UFC 100, I was, we would see each other all the time during the show, but we'll try to be as civil as possible besides, doing whatever we did on the show. But afterwards, he was saying hi to Gracie, and then he looked at me and he said, what you looking at? And I said, I don't know, what am I looking at? And then he said something like he gonna whoop my tail or something because, and I was like, what you want to do, Rampage? And he kind of stepped up, and then it just
it was like WWE because you had guest referee Hoist Gracie right in the middle. The old guy's like, what in the hell's going on here?
Yeah, it just kind of happened. It's like, whenever us get together, it's just like, I don't even know, man. I'm just like always like ready to go because it can go down just like that.
I just love Dana's reaction. Did you see the video of the thing? He was sitting there, he never moved. He just kind of looked up and said, what's going on now?
Yeah. I know Lorenzo Fertitta was a little freaked out. Like they really thought you guys were going to throw.
Well, Dana had to talk to us a couple times on the show just to make sure that we weren't going to really scrap right there because it got pretty close a few times.
I'm sure you saw Michael Bisping get knocked out by Dan Henderson. Now, I personally had a lot more problem with what Dan Henderson did to Michael Bisping than what Brock Lesnar did after UFC 100. I don't think what Brock did, made him look very good, and I think ripping a sponsor wasn't the brightest thing in the world to do. But I think, a lot of the controversy surrounding Brock Lesnar was much ado about nothing. But, Michael Bisping was out when he got hit by that right hand, and I contend that Dan knew he was out and threw that, shot afterwards because of the bad blood between them. If you were in a similar situation with Rampage, would you be able to hold back? But B, give us your honest take on what you thought when you saw Dan Henderson knock out Michael Bisping.
I was actually excited he knocked out Michael Bisping, and not because I dislike Michael Bisping, but it's the fact that I seen him out at the club the week before the fight. And I go up to him, I tell him, like, dude, you got a fight coming up, man. Why are you out? And he's like, man, what's it to you, Mike? And he got all mad and salty about it, and he wanted to fight me about it. And I was like, well, I'm just saying, man, I just don't want to see you go out there and get what happened to him, get knocked out.
But do you think it was a cheap shot?
You know what? The referee would be the first one to tell you in the dressing room. They say, do not stop the fight until I touch you. Do not stop fighting until I touch you. That's what they say. I mean, he said that he did it just because of whatever. But sometimes when you're in there and you're all hyped up and you want to finish a fight, like for me, like when I see an opportunity to finish a fight, my heart's going. I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna finish a fight, and I'm just thinking it over and over myself until the referee stops me.
So what'd you do with Sean Salmon? I don't remember, because he clearly was
kicked in the head.
He got kicked in the head. He was out. Did you follow him down?
Yeah, I followed him down.
I don't remember. I was there. I don't remember.
No, I followed him down.
You got a couple more shots in?
Yeah, I did. I got 2 more. But see, like when you watch it on instant replay, it's like so slow. But in your mind, when the action is live, it's happening fast, and you just like, you hit him, and you're like, okay, I'm gonna finish, and you don't stop until the referee touches you. That's what I've always learned, and that's what the referees say when they're in the dressing room. They say, listen, don't stop until I break up the fight.